This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
Liberty kicks off its 4-game road trip with a Power 5 opponent this week. However, it's been a year filled with adversity for Rutgers football. The Scarlet Knights fired their head coach after a 1-3 start and are 1-6 heading into Saturday. As a result, the 5-2 Flames are 7-point favorites this week, despite being on the road against a Big Ten team.
I don't know how you look at the rosters and come up with that in this game, this mixed with a program that's moving to FBS like we are and a Big Ten team. I don't know who does that, but we'll take it. We like being favored. When I look at the film, I think it's going to be a dogfight for sure.
I wouldn't say surprised because I know what we could do. I know what we're capable of, and I believe in us more than I believe in any other team. So I'm always take us over anybody, whether the spread doesn't show it or it does show it.
Honestly, it really don't matter to me. Underdog or favorite, you're still gonna get the same intensity from us.
A win on Saturday would be Liberty's second ever against a Power 5 team. The other coming in 2017 when the Flames stunned Baylor in Waco, Texas. Buckshot Calvert threw a career-high 5 touchdown passes in that game, a total he matched last week against Maine. During Liberty's 5-game win streak, Calvert has thrown 14 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, a streak he credits to his coaches.
Just, getting on me about turnovers, and then just me wanting to help the team as best as possible. So we kind of simplified the playbook to stuff that I'm really comfortable with, so that helped a lot too.
Calvert and the Flames face a Scarlet Knights defense that's allowed no fewer than 30 points in its last 6 games. Granted, that includes top 20 opponents Iowa, Michigan, and Minnesota. Interim head coach Nunzio Campanelli has had to work a jigsaw puzzle on offense. Rutgers lost its starting quarterback McLean Carter to a concussion, which forced his retirement. Backups Cole Snyder and Art Sikowski are attempting to preserve red shirts. That leaves redshirt freshman Johnny Langan, a dual-threat QB who transferred from Boston College.
He's a big kid. He's one of the bigger, he's probably the biggest mobile quarterback that we've seen, as far as just a big, strong kid. You go back and you watch his high school film and see some of those things. So.
Rutgers is also without their top receiver after Raheem Blackshear asked to redshirt prior to the Maryland game. The Scarlet Knights are averaging an FBS worst 11 points per game this year, but the Flames are looking to clean up their own issues after allowing more than 500 yards and a season-high 44 points last week to Maine.
There was a lack of passion this past week. Just off the bye week, everybody just was in that little relaxing phase, and all right, we got Maine, but it's more than that. Every game is important, and that was one game that we saw that could have slipped up and went their way. So now it's more like everybody know now, we had to be consistent.
Jesse Lemonnier and the rest of the D-line will have its hands full Saturday, facing a larger O-line that's average starter checks in at 307 pounds.
The girth, the size is different than what we have faced all this year. Even Syracuse was not quite this big. The 6'5", 295 defensive lineman that you're going to face. We really haven't seen a lot of that this year, and we're getting ready to have a great test on the road at their place. We're excited about it.
A win on Saturday would give Liberty its first 6-game win streak since 2011. The game kicks off at 12 noon, and fans can watch on the Big Ten Network. Pre-game radio coverage from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flame Sports Network begins at 10:30 a.m. on The Journey and flagship station 88.3 FM in Lynchburg. For the Liberty Flame Sports Network, I'm Nick Pierce.